Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, guys. We just left court, immigration court, that is. And court was online this morning. And it wasn't bad. Apparently, almost everybody was allowed to join online this morning. And I thought, let's get on TikTok. Let's talk real quick about all that's happening, and what y'all need to do. Yes, you can ask your question, Cheeks. Go ahead. You can ask your question. But thank you guys for coming in so far. Good morning again. I really love if you could help me to tap the screen. And we're trying to go to 10K likes. And I also want you to share this with your friends so that they can come on in. We should be having conversation over coffee this morning, but hey, I have no coffee. All right. Somebody says, will the pause affect the final action date? I'm not sure that I'm following. Do you have a case open for an immigrant visa? I'm a green card holder. Filed for my wife. How long does it take? That process typically take anywhere from 1 to 3 years, but it depends on what country you're from now, because there's a pause on the issuance of immigrant visas. And yes, Cheeks, it's the final action that needs to be taken, which is stamping that visa in your book. So you will do a final action that needs to be taken, which is stamping that visa in your book. So you will do everything else except that part. All right. So that's, Chris, that's typically how long it will take, like 1 to 3 years. But with a pause now, it is affected. And that's only if you're from one of the 75 countries. All right. So people need to understand that only those 75 countries, the other countries, visas are still going to be issued for them. And of course, as you know, there are many people who are going to be filing, or many organizations are going to be filing suits, because, it's almost like some sort of discrimination that's happening. All right. Somebody says, thanks much, Jay. I did remove the restriction of my social last Wednesday, as was told by you. Great. God's grace. I'm happy that you were able to get that done. Somebody says, how long take VAWA? I file work permit and travel document same time I receive work permit, no travel document. All right, so VAWA typically takes 1 to 3 years. And yes, oftentimes you will get the work document and not the travel document. And in some cases, some people get the travel document and not the work document. So it really depends. But if I were you, I have my work document and I'm waiting on the adjudication of my VAWA. I just go and start working. All right, that's what I would do if I were you. Guys, if you're coming in, good morning. We're talking U.S. immigration. Everything we're discussing today is for educational purposes. Remember to tap the screen for me. I'm trying to go to 10K likes. Also want you to share this with your friends. We're having some conversations over coffee, except I don't have any coffee. All right. Yes, I do. I do VAWAs. As a matter of fact, just yesterday I got like 10 receipt notices for 2 different VAWA cases that I worked on. So yes, I definitely do VAWA. And we're doing a lot of VAWAs nowadays. All right. Somebody says, I started my petition for my parents yesterday. I'm a citizen. How long will it take? So it depends, right? Where exactly are your parents? Are they inside of the country or outside of the country? Somebody says, so the visa bulletin will not over as long as the pause is effect. Right. So the visa bulletin will still move, right? But then for those countries who have the pause, it will affect that, right? It will affect the bulletin for you. Brendan says he's the best in the game, guys. Good morning, Brendan. Thank you so much for coming on. Somebody says, are you Jamaican? I am some days. An MS360, that sounds like a code secret name or something. No, I have one on the team. We were just in court a while ago representing a client out of New York. All right. They're outside, so it typically takes like 1 to 2 years, but it depends on what country they're from, because there's currently a pause on the issuance of the immigrant visa because of public charge, and so that will affect the process. All right, but guys, still remember, you can file the I-130s with USCIS, and they will make a decision. It's just that when it reaches the consulate for them to decide on the visa, that won't be issued until the pause is either lifted or there's an injunction or something. All right. So if I file VAWA, does it affect my spouse career? No, it doesn't. Somebody says, guys, call him and book him. He's the best. Thank you. And the number to call is 850-920-3475. All right. Is it safe for green card holders to travel? Yes, they can. Your green card, it gives you the permission, to travel. So yes, you can. And you're asking, is it safe for green card holders to travel out of state? Yes. Yes. Good morning, Purpose. How are you? Thank you so much for coming on. James, Document Services. Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for coming on. Somebody here says, how long is the freeze? That we don't know. It's indefinite, they say. Does it affect H-2B program? No. So H-2B is non-immigrant visas, and so it doesn't affect that. It only affects immigrant visas, the visas that leads to a green card, and H-2B doesn't lead to a green card. All right. My friend received travel document, and you don't receive any travel document almost 1 year. So everybody's case is different. And as I've said, because you don't receive any travel document doesn't mean that anything is wrong. Okay, so Jamaica. So yes, you can file and just continue with the process, and then we'll just wait until this pause is lifted. Somebody's asking how long VAWA receipts are taking. So if you are filing your VAWA now, you will get your receipt back in 2 weeks. If you had filed it, let's say maybe 2-3 months ago or stuff like that, you would be waiting a very long time, maybe up to 6 months for that receipt. All right. Somebody else is saying good morning, Mohammed. Somebody says good morning. Can a U.S. citizen aunt file for niece who is inside the USA unless that aunt adopt that niece? Otherwise, aunt would not be able to file for that niece. And in order for aunt to adopt the niece needs to be under the age of 16. You guys would need to find a family law attorney to help you with that. Okay? How do I check how far my filing process is? First of all, is your I-130 approved? Hey, Sugar, good morning. Thank you for joining. Is it safe for DACA recipients to travel within the states? If you have a real ID, which I suppose you could get a real ID, so yes, it would be okay for you to travel. Is it safe to do adjustment of status? Yes. People are being scheduled for interviews every day. People are going for interviews every day. People are being approved every day. Just last week, Friday, we had a case approved in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay? And we have a couple interviews next week. So yeah. Can I file for a visiting visa for my spouse? They can apply for it. There's no guarantee that they'll be given any. Does this affect J1 waiver? So it doesn't affect J1 waiver, but you did know already that they weren't approving any J1 waivers because they were just being, right? So J1 waivers were already being denied for no reason at all. You have your U visa and you want to apply for green card over a year now? How long do you have to wait after being granted the U visa to apply? for green card. Three years, it gotta be 3 years, realtor, 3 years, okay? What if I'm in the US and my visa is expired October? Can I still renew it from being in the US? What is your status in the US? Does it affect Jamaican persons living in the US? The pause? No, it doesn't affect you if you're inside the US. If you're outside of, well, yes, it affects some people who are inside the US. Here are the people it affects, right? Those persons who were looking to go back to do consular processing. So, for example, you were a green card holder and you filed for your child who is under the age of 18, and that child would have to go back for consular processing. It affects that person. It affects the person who crossed the border and you got married to somebody who is, a US citizen, and you're going to have to get the waiver and to go back for processing. It affects those persons. All right. So those are the people that it affects, and as I said, Jamaicans who are in the US. Good morning. I want to ask you a small question. Can you add me? You'll have to type your question and then I'll answer the question for you. Somebody says, how can it be indefinite? How can it be indefinite, but they're still accepting I-130 petitions? It's just weird to me. So nothing is weird there, because remember, the I-130 petition, I was about to say, has nothing to do with, remember, only the final step in the process that there's a pause on, which is the issuance of the immigrant visa. So remember, you can file an I-130 and it's approved, and you do nothing with it. All right? And so that's why it's not weird. You can still file your I-130, get your I-130 approved, and then when you're ready, then you do adjustment of status or consular processing, depending on where the person is. My I-130 is still in progress. Does that ban affect it? Unless you're from one of the countries that has a full ban, and that's a different from the pause, okay? Somebody says, it is okay to renew your driver's license in New Jersey. Should people fear ICE? I have not heard of any issues with people applying for a driver's license in New Jersey and ICE, all right? But then again, you can't trust anybody. What if I'm in the US and my visa is expired October? Can I still renew it? I need to know what status you are in the US, because maybe that visa is no longer good, right? Is it hard to remove conditions on a 2-year green card? It depends. Depends on your situation. Are you still married? Were you putting together evidence? AJ's Alisa, I spoke to you in 2023 for the first time, and you were incredible, hon. Thank you so much, Alicia. Somebody says, I've not gotten an I-140. What that mean? Good morning. What's the easiest way to find my I-94 if lost? You can log in on the website, the I-94 website, and then you could pull the I-94 from there. All right. Somebody says you haven't gotten an I-140 and it's been 4 years. What petition were you filing for? Hello, I have a pending I-130 over 3 years now. My wife filed for me, and that's unfortunately normal. Jay, you're looking nice. Thank you. Good morning. Went to court this morning already. This is how I showed up. All right. I'm trying to catch up with these. Question: if I was in Canada, then cross the border to go to the USA, um, don't even have a visa. How that? Because you cross the border. Because you literally can walk or drive through the border from Canada to the USA. And when they catch you, or if they catch you, then you'd be placed in removal proceedings. Are people still getting interviews waived? Well, I've not had any case where the interview has been waived, so I'm not sure. How long after RFE received by USCIS do they produce the card? They first have to approve the case. So was the case approved yet? Somebody's telling me that they're in Mexico and they need a story to get in. This is the wrong place you're coming for that story. Big up yourself, Jay. You are for the people. We love you. Thank you so much, Alicia. Somebody says, how long after RFE received the card produced? Is the case approved yet? And somebody else is asking, I traveled 3 years on the J1. I want to now apply for B1, B2. Sure, you can apply. First time here, can I still apply for my fiance? You still can. All right, you still can. Jay, can my humanitarian parole save me? Perhaps. Perhaps humanitarian parole will save you. Guys, good morning. Thank you for coming in. Remember to help me to tap the screen and share the live, okay? If you're in the States and you did not return back home and got married, does it affect you? So no, this doesn't affect you. You would need to file your adjustment of status, especially if you had good entry. If you want some help with that, you can reach out to us, 850-920-3475. All right? Somebody says, how long does it take when mother files for married son? I don't know, maybe 10 years or so. I have a 10-year green card, but when I went to do interview, I did have a problem with my father. I'm not understanding what you're saying. Purpose never declines. All right. Military's spouse, if husband is deployed, can they get the citizenship? Yes, you might be able to do so through INA 319B. I have medical tomorrow and they canceled it at St. Andrew's Hospital. I think I heard this morning that they have reopened medical. They're doing medical again in St. Andrew's Hospital. But if they cancel it, they will either reschedule you soon or something. But I did hear this morning that they are continuing to do medicals. Okay? All right. Somebody says, Jay, you asked me that already. Somebody says, I came ASF, but I filed asylum. Now I file VAWA. How much chance do I get a work permit? What category are you applying for the work permit under? Good morning. My son overstayed. Is Esther? What can he do, please? Now your son must become undocumented, so he would need to do something to get himself documented. Like maybe fall in love. We don't know. So it's tricky with K1, right? Because K1 is non-immigrant, but it also leads to a green card, so it can also be considered as immigrant. So I would say apply for it still. All right. I have I-94 and I'm humanitarian parole. Am I safe? Are you? What are you doing? What are you doing to change your status? Jay, like how my restriction is removed, do I still have to use my AD card to apply for a job? What is your status? What is your status? Does a disposition stop you from traveling? I'm not understanding that question. Am I able to fly with work permit? You can domestically, but the decision to travel is yours alone to make. Okay? All right, no problem, steady. How long does it take when mother file for son? I talked about that already. Can my U.S. citizen sister still file for her underage child? Yes, she can. Yes, she can. All right. Do I do citizenship? Yes, I do citizenships. I even have monthly a free workshop on the naturalization process. So if you want to reach out to us, 850-920-3475, the number above my head. Okay. Can my U.S. citizenship sister still file for underage child? Yes, she can. Somebody says, yes, it's approved. Well, congratulations. I don't know what we're talking about there, but congratulations. Can my daughter put in the paperwork for me? Yes, your daughter can. If your daughter wants some help, call me, 850-920-3475. Okay. Okay, so it was already approved. So typically 1 to 2 weeks, and then you will get the card in your hand. All right. Good morning. Can someone still file for their parents in Jamaica? Yes, they can. Guys, remember, you start off with filing the I-130. There's no pause on that. So start filing the I-130. So by the time that the pause on the immigrant visa is lifted, maybe you have an approved I-130. All right. If USCIS is asking for evidence, should I still send it even with the pause? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. The pause is at the Department of State and not at USCIS. They're two different departments. They're two different departments. Can I apply for citizenship if I have I-55 for 5 years? Yes, you can. Means that you'd have had a green card for 5 years. Sexy Crystal, yes, we do citizenship. All right. Yes, we do. My immigration lawyer is saying we need a sponsor, but my taxes says I've made enough. Listen to your immigration lawyer. They know what they're saying. Because you may not be looking at the correct number on your taxes. They know what number to look at. Okay? I'm supposed to go in for an appointment on the 28th this month. People are telling me people are getting arrested. That I don't know if anybody getting arrested. Can I apply for citizenship? Yes, you can. Good morning. I filed VAWA in 2023. How much time? It typically takes 1 to 3 years. All right. What happens? Immigrant visa, next step for travel ban countries. We're just waiting. That's it. So lawsuits are being filed and we're waiting. Somebody says maybe fall in love. We don't know. I mean, it is the truth. Can I apply for citizenship? Jesus, you keep asking the same questions. Do asylum proof need to be notarized? Yes. Is it safe to apply for asylum right now? There's a pause on asylum, but you can if you qualify for it. Sure. Is the bond still on for U.S. parents filing for child over 21? Yes. If you're from one of the 75 countries. Okay. Do you need asylum proof to be? Yes, you do need it to be notarized. If your spouse is a permanent resident, is it okay to go ahead and start the paperwork? You can. You definitely can file the I-130. Can my U.S. citizen sister still file for underage child? Yes. Yes. Okay. Y'all are not listening. You just keep typing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. And y'all are not even tapping the screen at that. I'm trying to go to 10K likes. I'm going to be quiet until I'm there. Good morning. Please, I'm waiting on interview on the I-130 to be scheduled. Am I affected? You would not be affected. The I-130 is not affected. USCIS is asking for evidence. Should I still send it even though with the pause? Yes, you should still send it cross. Reholding of removal, even though I have a criminal record, I have income monitor. I'm not understanding that thing you're saying right there. Hey, I'm a TPS holder from one of the 75 countries. Can I adjust my status with my son who was born here? So if you're inside the US, it doesn't affect you. Only persons who are outside of the US. Okay? Good morning. If my mother already filed for me and I go to live, will the ICE send me back home? How old are you? Hey Frozen, good morning. I'm an asylee, J. I won my asylum 2 years ago, but 2 years ago, but you just told me to remove the restriction last week. But I don't remember. Have you gotten the green card yet? If I have a work permit and social security and I'm not in the US, can I still get my green card? So where are you? Where are you? If you have friends that become family, can file for you? If you have friends that become family, the only way your friends become family is if you and them get married, you know. My partner is in the military. He lives on base, but I'm living in Florida. Do you suggest courthouse wedding now? Yeah, definitely. I received biometrics letter, but my dad. I received biometrics letter, but my dad died. That sponsored me. What? Oh wow, you need to talk to an attorney. It depends on where you're at, because in your situation, the petition typically dies with the petitioner. All right. Somebody says, hey, can US citizens still file K1? Yes, they can. Good morning, sir. My mom filed for me, but she only get a receipt, and that's normal. We're waiting on the I-130 to be approved. How long after receiving your EAD and SSN do you get your green card? There's no guarantee that you're going to get the green card, Stacy, right? So what I'll suggest to you right now is to go and work and save some money. I applied for asylum and I did my biometrics. When do I have to apply for work permit? After 180 days of your asylum being pending. Somebody says, do you have WhatsApp app? Yes, WhatsApp is there. 850-920-3475. WhatsApp is there. Good morning. How can I apply for a Canadian visa? You will have to find a travel agent or somebody that does Canadian visas. That's not something I'd be able to help you with. Somebody says, I'm going to call you. Please answer me later. Okay, Georgia. Sorry, guys. We got an order from the court. And so I'm making sure that everybody on the team is aware of the order. Sorry. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Somebody says how it takes to be approved for I-130. How long it takes? It takes anywhere from 6 to 18 months. Somebody says you're destined for greatness. Watch one. You're destined for greatness. More read a comment I know. You're destined for greatness. Watch my one-time manager from Bahia. You're going with yourself, Jay. How this? Yes, the names sound familiar. All right. Somebody says, what evidences do you suggest working on if not living together due to spouse live on base? So here's the thing. When you're married, the spouse get the opportunity to live off base. So let's clock that T. Okay? I hope you understand what I just said. Is it going to be a problem for me if my daughter filed for me? I was here for 23 years in the US. As long as you have good entry, then you have nothing to worry about. All right? What about filing for divorce? What is the cost like? That I don't know, and it depends on where you're filing for the divorce. Are you located in the Panhandle? Malik, I can be in the Panhandle if you desire. I'm located wherever you want me to be. Speaking to you right now, I'm in Atlanta. All right? Can green card holders file for a spouse that overstayed? All they can file is the I-130. The green card holder would need to become a U.S. citizen in order to adjust their status. All right? Somebody says, if I already did my interview and waiting on approval, can I still apply? Oh my God. Can I still apply for work permit? I mean, yes, you can, because your application is still pending. Good morning. Can a U.S. citizen file K-1 non-immigrant visa without being affected as of today? Yes, they still can file K-1 non-immigrant, because remember, the pause affects immigrant visas, okay? How long does asylum process normally take before you get a green card? So first of all, you have to be approved for the asylum. And remember, the process is application is qualification, application, and interview, right? And so you're looking at, but for the pause and asylum now, you could get your asylum adjudicated within a year or thereabout, because this administration is moving fast. I'm not in Tallahassee, all right? I'm not in Tallahassee. If your parents been filing on F4 category for years, I filed for them as a U.S. citizen. Yes, it moves faster. You filing for them as a U.S. citizen. Somebody says, can I travel with my 10-year green card? Yes. Why would you not be able to travel with your 10-year green card? If I have my immigrant visa and I'm from one of the 75 countries, does it affect me traveling to the U.S.? It should not affect you if you already have the immigrant visa. Why are you not already here, though? Hey, Trevon, you said you're in Jamaica, but I did not see what you said before that. I didn't see what you said before that, Trevon. Somebody says, good morning, Jay, I have a question for you. Sure, Marley, go ahead with the question. So my soul is waiting on interview more than 7 years now. Is that okay? Your son? How old is your son? Good morning. How do I apply for Canadian visa? You have to find a consulate, Mama. If I'm being filed for it, can I still travel on my regular visa? Yes, you can. All right. No, your unrestricted SSN you can't just use that to, like, to get a job, they're going to want you to show 2 forms of ID. And I mean, you can use your SSN and your driver's license, right? It really depends on the company and depends on what they'll ask you for. And especially when you're completing the I-9, what do you put there? I filed I-28 and it has been 8 months. I haven't heard anything back yet. It is normal. I-28s take a very long time. All right. I-28s take a very long time. Good morning. Who can adjust your status for you? Your spouse or your child over 21? All right. Can you do my citizenship? Yes. Jason, call me 850-920-3475 or 850-920-3475. Text or call. Does Marshallie have to get a visa? I don't know who's Marshallie. How long do pending asylum before they get a court date? That's not a real question. In the sense that, where's your asylum pending? USCIS or with the court? Can get married to a US citizen as an asylee? Yes, you can. Yes, you definitely can. My son is waiting on interview more than 7 years now. Is that okay? And I ask you, how old is your son? I got married. I got marriage-based green card and withdrew my asylum. Can I travel to my home country? The call is yours. That call is yours. Okay. Jesus Christ. I filed for green card and I already did my interview. If I log in, it shows technical error. Maybe the site is down. Yeah, man. One Jason, we can help you with the citizenship. Text us or call us 850-920-3475. Right now, text us. Applying in September for VAWA, still did not receive a receipt. That's normal, unfortunately. All right. They changed the mailing address for VAWA. Right now, you're getting a receipt back within 2 weeks. Okay. Good morning. Do asylum need, you keep asking the same question over and over. You're asking if asylum proof needs to be notarized. And I said, yes. Yes, they need to be notarized. Okay. How long it takes to apply for citizenship? How long have you had your green card? How did you get it? Either 3 or 5 years. All right. I'm an asylum seeker. I got my work permit and look about my social. Can I turn over my case to you? Let's talk. 850-920-3475. What about age difference? So they'll always be skeptic, but once you're able to show proof that your marriage is real, is legitimate, you like sugar daddies or you like sugar mamas, it's not a matter of a green card, then you're good. Good morning. Who can adjust your status for you? Your U.S. citizen spouse or U.S. citizen child who's over the age of 21? I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I apply for my dad right now? Yes, you can. Somebody says, if a child is on filing and there's an interview coming up soon, will they be affected? So they still need to go to do the interview. And yes, if they're in one of the 75 countries, they will not be issued the visa. All right. I got approved yesterday. 0 questions about our relationship. He just looked at our son's birth certificate. Perfect. And that was enough. That was all the proof stone that they needed to prove that your marriage was good. All right. Good morning. Who can adjust status? You ask the same question over and over and over and over. Can a sister file for sister? Yes. How much for consultation? $97. Consultation is currently $97, guys. Call the number above, 850-920-3475. Good morning. Living in the USA, how long it takes to file for your spouse who lives in Guyana? Guyana is not one of the countries that's on the pause. 1 to 2 years, and you can get your spouse here. Call us, 850-920-3475. Okay? I filed for my 17-year-old daughter. What chance of having her to come to the U.S.? Are you a U.S. citizen or a green card holder? Typically, the process takes 1 to 3 years. If I have my work permit and social security, can I still get my green card if I'm not in the U.S.? And I'm like, where are you? How comes you're not in the U.S.? How comes you're not in the U.S.? That's what I want to know. When a parent applied for you, how long will it take to get approved? It depends. How old are you? If I buy citizenship, test and pass it, and I've been waiting for swearing for a year now, maybe because you buy the citizenship, I would like to know, is a granted asylum seeker legal? Yes, you're legal in the US. I filed for my green card and I said that it might actually be a technical error, right? How long does it take to get a green card once filed? It can take you anywhere from 6 to 18 months. All right. I would like to know. Yes, I did answer that already. Somebody says, how long does it take for I-90 replacement? I got one approved like maybe in 3 months. So I'll say anywhere from 3 to 9 months thereabout. My father's filing for me is start the process before I was 21. How long will it take to come through? Well, I don't know. It has to first, the I-130 has to be approved, and then it has to go to the consulate, and then we'll look at visa availability. And then if you're from one of the past countries, it will definitely affect you. Will H2B be affected? No, H2B is non-immigrant. It will not be affected. Guys, when you think of the countries that will be affected, think of it this way. If the visa that you're getting in the book leads directly to a green card, then it's affected. If it doesn't lead to a green card, if you're going to need to come to foreign and marry somebody in order to get a green card, then then it's not affected. All right. Somebody says, file VAWA in June 2023. Did biometrics receive third prima facie? Will I be affected by ICE? If you do something to cause ICE to pick you up, then yes, you're going to get detained, and you can use your VAWA as a means, as a defense against deportation. How long does the I-90 replacement card take? Anywhere from 3 to 9 months. Somebody says, what if a person got their visa, it's been tracked and said issue, but they haven't gotten it in the mail? You're talking about immigrant visa. Wouldn't you need to go and pick it up from the courier? What about going to the interview to remove green card condition with wife, my spouse? That's important. You guys have to go and treat it as if you were going for the initial green card. All right, treat it that way. And then what are you waiting on to apply for naturalization? All right, let's talk about it. Somebody says, how long it takes to get a green card when one is filed? It will take anywhere from 6 to 18 months. All right, it has been down for over a month now. All right, so then why are you worried then, Marley? Why are you worried? Good morning. My mom filed for my sister and we received the approval that it has been sent to NVC. Okay, so now it's time to start doing the stuff to be done on SEAC. If you want help with that, reach out to 850-920-3475. All right. Somebody here is asking, I did my green card interview 3 months and still no update. Is that okay? It is normal, unfortunately. It is. Unfortunately, it is normal. Hey, Jamro Carmel, good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Somebody says my I-130 was approved. My 601A waiver was approved, but I never received the approval letter for my 601A waiver. Can you maybe call USCIS and request it, or do a FOIA so that you can get a copy of it, or go into your online account and go on the documents to see if you could get a copy of it right there? I have an interview on the 29th. I live in Jamaica. Should I still attend? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Can sister adjust your status? No, your sister cannot. What about going to the interview to remove conditions with my wife? We talked about that already. Somebody says, I applied for asylum, did biometrics. When do I have to apply for work permit? You're not listening. I told you 180 days after the date you applied for your asylum. All right. How long is I-130 and 45 taking? Married to a U.S. citizen, 6 to 18 months. All right. Are there any restrictions? No. If I'm applying for a Jamaican boyfriend who is currently in the U.S., no. If he's in the U.S., no, you have no problem. You're good. All right. Somebody says here, yes, the child is in Jamaica and the mom is in the U.S. She have an interview soon. Yeah, man. So they still need to go to do the interview. All right. How long will it take if my brother filed for me? 20 years. All right, if I did my citizenship test and passed it, okay, good. And I've been waiting for, so call them now, call them. It's not normal. Call them and find out what's going on. Why aren't you been given a date to come and swear in yet? I have an interview on the 29th. I live in Jamaica. Should I still attend? Yes, you should. All right, yes, you should. All right. My God. How long does citizenship takes? Anywhere from 5 to 8 months. All right. How do I reply to annoyed? If you have annoyed, please reach out to me to help you to respond to it. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Good morning. I'm a U.S. citizen. Is it possible to file for my fiancé visa? Yes, you can. Somebody says, can my husband still file for his son? And even though there's a ban, yes, he can. I'm in America. How long will it take for my son to file for me? 6 to 18 months. If I did my citizenship test and passed it, I said, go ahead and call them and find out when can you come in to do the oath ceremony. Somebody says how long it takes to get your work permit. It really depends. Work permit are taking a longer time to come through right now. All right. Somebody says, if I file for my brother, how long? I did tell you it's going to take 20 years. Pending immigrant visa, can the person now receive a visitor visa? They may not want to issue it because they know you're going to come here and adjust status. Is consultation free? Look at me, look like, no, consultation is not free. It's $97. Okay? $97. Do you think the immigrant visa pause for long? That I'm not sure. I know not everybody is agreeing with that decision. And so more than likely something will happen soon. All right, something in our favor, we hope. I apply for my adopted daughter who is in Africa. How long will it take? Normal processing times will apply. 1 to 3 years, thereabout. All right. So if you marry in Jamaica last month, will I still get to go up? If you're doing consular processing, it may take you some time. All right. Consular processing will take you some time. Thank you for the follow, Troy. Somebody says, how many questions do they ask at the interview? Really? Them ask them till them feel like not to ask you no more. Can my husband still file for my son? I did answer that already. All right. I just got married. What's the next step? The next step is to call me, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. What's the fee for citizenship? I think it's like between $730 to $750 thereabout. How long does citizenship take? 5 to 8 months. If you want some help with that, call us 850-920-3475. My fiance came here and we got married last month. Sorry, let me find back your question. Jesus Christ. Yes, if you call the number, you have to pay to talk to me. You will talk to somebody else, but you have to pay to talk to me. Is it okay for permanent resident to stay outside of the US for 5 months based on what is going on now? You should not stay outside of the US for more than 6 months. But I don't know that you want to sit there for more than 5 months. Why you don't your country so long? You know work. My fiance came up and we got married last month. Will I still get to go up? Or you're going to do consular processing? It's going to take a longer time. You're from Jamaica? Okay. I have a pending 751. Is it okay to travel to Jamaica? Is there a need to travel right now? Jati, and question, do you qualify for naturalization? Do you do Jamaican passport? Do you do Jamaican passport ID expire? I could help you with it. It's not something I do, but I could help you with it. Good morning. If I got the US visa, how can I granted British visa? That I don't know about. I call your line regarding my green card application and I have an I-94 indefinitely, but no response. Text then, Javis. Text 850-920-3475. The line is very busy. I'm looking at it and I've seen 21 text messages so far. So just text. Somebody will respond to you shortly. All right. Do you know how long the IR2 visa process usually take? If you're being filed by your stepmom, 1 to 2 years thereabout. Can my husband still file for my son even though the ban is in effect? Yes. Yes, Miss Unique. Yes. You want me to help you? Call me. 850-920-3475. All right. Guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. Also, remember to tap the screen and share the live. Invite your friends to come on in. We're talking U.S. immigration. And guess what? We're getting all of these questions answered. Just ask them once. All right? How long is spending asylum with USCIS before you get a court date? So USCIS has to either decide that they don't have jurisdiction over your asylum in order to refer you to the court to get a court date, or you go to USCIS and you fail the interview and then you get a court date. All right? Somebody says, based on the pause, should I still submit my documents or wait? You should still submit your documents. What are you waiting on? Submit your documents and lock in your priority date from now. All right? Would it affect my son is on a waiver living with me in the USA? Would what exactly affect your son? I-845 progress has been disappeared, and that's okay. If they make a decision on it, they will send you a letter in the mail. All right? They'll send you a letter in the mail. I canceled my asylum and got married to my husband. Been 2 years since I filed I-130. Is this normal? Did you file an adjustment of status? And look at you canceling asylum before knowing that they're going to approve the marriage with your husband. I filed A24 to get the approval letter, but still haven't heard back from them since process that. So when did you file the A24? Because it cannot be since 2017. I filed for my mom and she have an interview on March 5th, but when she called to make the medical appointment, so that part of it, the medical appointment, they had paused it, but I think they have restarted it back since today. And Miss Unique, it will take 1 to 2 years for your husband to file for your son. The citizenship process also takes 5 to 8 months. Somebody says, what is the fee when applying for citizenship? It's 730 to 750 thereabout. All right. I'm a U.S. citizen. How long does it take for me to file for my daughter in Jamaica, who is over 21 years? It may take you about 10 years. All right. Do you know how long? And you asked me that already, and I did tell you 1 to 2 years. Good morning, R2K. Somebody says, can you tell me what is the next step after marriage? It would be to file your application, right? But then there's a lot that you need to do because you need to put evidence together to show proof that the marriage is legitimate. Reach out to me if you want some help with that. What's going on here? Good morning, sir. Is it still safe to travel to Jamaica as a citizen? Yes, you are still safe to travel to. As a U.S. citizen, you can travel anywhere you want to go. You can live anywhere you want to live. And you still come back as a U.S. citizen. If you marry in Jamaica 2 years, you still can go to the U.S. once your visa is approved. But again, they're not issuing any visas right now. All right? I text you 3 times and you can't even answer me. Okay. I'm not in Jamaica. I'm in the US. I'm in the army and my mom have an appointment March 5th, no medical appointment. That's fine. She still needs to go and do she still needs to go to her appointment. All right. Uh, 10-year green card. Can I travel? Can I travel with my 55 to 35? 55 and 35 dismissed reckless driving after I went to driving class. The decision to travel is going to be yours. Okay. If you are married to a U.S. citizen, can you get a visiting visa or the ban? So the ban does not affect visiting visas. All right, but they're going to want to ask you, why is it that your U.S. Citizen spouse has not filed for you? The ban does not affect visiting visas. All right, but they're going to want to ask you, why is it that your U.S. Citizen spouse has not filed for you? All right. And right, so you did say you filed the A2 for 8 months ago, and I did say it's kind of normal. All right. I have a green card interview February. I did pay for my work permit. Do you think I will still get it? Your aim right now, 1992, Nikki back up. Your aim right now is to get ready to prepare for the green card interview so that you can walk out with a verbal approval. That is your aim. Your aim should not be anything about any work permit. The green card supersedes the work permit. All right? The green card make more sense than the work permit right now. All right? So that's what you should be focused on. What is the cutoff age for children via filing? U.S. citizens can file for their children whatever age they are. Now, if you're talking about if you got married, right, your children needed to have been under the age of 18 for your spouse to petition for them. But you, as a green card holder, can petition for them as long as they're under 21. As a U.S. citizen, it doesn't matter what age they are. All right. Is individual hearing for pending asylum application still going on? Yes. Just this morning in court, the judge scheduled one for December 2027. All right. Jay, can you hire me over here to pin the important questions? I have a lot of persons who is supposed to do that, but boy, I don't know. How much you want? How much should I pay you for the job? Somebody says, what if you only have wedding pics? You need way more than that. Kimmy Boo is saying, I'm not answering you. Where should I answer you? Guys, if you need a definite answer for me, call 850-920-3475 and get on my calendar. Morning, how much is the cost to talk to you? $97. Guys, $97 to call me, 850-920-3475, okay? 10 years, Jesus Christ, and my baby gonna be 21 in 2027. Lord help us. But if your baby is under the age of 21, then it will take 1 to 2 years. My case is pending for 5 months now and I got no social or biometrics days. I'm worried. What type of case do you have that's pending? Jim, I passed my citizenship interview on 9/17. It was sent for approval. Still haven't heard anything yet. You can follow up with them. Thank you so much, Dija. Dija says he's not obligated to answer your question. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you have a pending asylum with USCIS, can you get voluntary departure? You typically needs to be in front of a judge in order to get voluntary departure. All right. How long for VAWA receipt? It may take you up to 6 months, and it really depends. Can I bring my fiance to the US on a K1 visa? You can. Good morning. If I'm a US citizen, can I how long does it take to file for my husband? He's living here with me 6 to 18 months, and I can help you with that, Annie. 850-920-3475. Okay? Someone says, I'm waiting for naturalization interview. Can I travel internationally while waiting? You sure can. People, you gotta be patient. He must have a lot of persons dealing with that too. Plus, we have a lot of questions answer. Somebody says, I know your brothers from St. Mary. That's very good, Ellis Cam. It's good that you know my brothers from St. Mary, but you don't know me. That's normal too. Somebody says, is it normal to be waiting on I-360 since 2023? Yes, VAWA takes 3 to 4 years right now. My sister was arrested this morning by ICE. How can I locate her? I'm so sorry to hear that. So you may need to go online to Google and type in ICE detainee locator. You may not see anything until a few days. You could put her name in and her country, or her name and date of birth. Or if you know her A number, you could put it in there and then it will bring it up. And then you will see exactly where they have her. Okay? But I'm so sorry to hear that. You're also going to need to find an attorney that can work on a motion for a bond for you guys. Okay? Are they still giving visitor visas in Jamaica? Yes, they are. If my mother filed for her kids, they're just waiting on the interview, will they be denied? They won't just be denied. So something must be the reason for them to be denied, right? I was granted asylum indefinitely. I applied for my green card. It's been 3 years and nothing yet. And that's normal, unfortunately. All right? That's normal. Jesus Christ, I must not spam the chat. I'm filing for 5 months now and I get nothing. Filing for who? Who's filing for you, Kimmy Boo? Hello? Can a child 18-year-old file for their parents? No, they need to be 21-year-old. All right, the child needs to be 21-year-old. Good morning. Can a deceased U.S. citizen family still petition for a child abroad? Deceased? How can the deceased person petition for somebody? Good morning. I have court next month. Being here 4 years. 4 years is my first court. Should I be worried? No. It's your master hearing. It's pretty simple. All right. How long is AOS taking for employment-based cases? Does the EAD also take as long as a green card? It depends, because employment-based cases, unless it's an EB1, then you have to wait on your priority date. All right. Somebody says, I got my immigrant visa on January 19. Is that a problem to travel February 1st? No, it shouldn't be a problem. All right. No, I don't think the K1 is affected, okay? I'm looking for an attorney to consult with EB2 NIW. All right. We do EB2 NIW if you want to reach out to us, 850-920-3475. All right. Somebody says, I did my biometrics. So how long will it take to hear from them? No, you're waiting on an interview. All right. You did your biometrics. You're waiting on an interview now. Good morning. I have a court date. And I said there's no need to worry. It's a master hearing. All right. Somebody says, oh my God, I remember you. Oh, women do know. My husband and I did our interview twice since October 2025. 25, sorry. Will we be affected by the change? What change? I'm not a citizen, but I would love to join the army. Is that possible and how? Yes, you need to be a green card holder. All right. Can I please have the USCIS number where I can talk to a live rep? It's the same number. Just say info pass. I got my immigrant visa January 19. Answer that one there already. Answer that too. Answer that too. Keep asking the same question over and over. Jesus. Gentle Jesus. Boy. Do you do interview prep? Yes, we do. All day, every day, and twice on Wednesdays. Call us 850-920-3475. All right? I did my interview. Call us 850-920-3475. All right? I did my interview. RFE requested for medical report. It has been 5 months. Is that normal? It is, unfortunately. My husband has ICE check-in next month. Should we worry? I would not be worried. What is your husband doing? What is his relief against deportation? So my issue is I went to NYC in 2023 and I spent 6 months and went back home. Is your visa still good? Hey, my person don't have him citizenship yet. Can I still marry? Because my kid gonna be 21. Yeah, man, you still can marry. You still can marry. Will it be hard for my husband to get his visitor visa in the US? He's Nigerian. How are you going to be inside the US and get the visitor visa? Came back to the States after 1 year and the immigration canceled my visa. Okay, you don't have no visa. That's what I thought. You don't have none. So no, what did you do? Did you marry? Tell us. Hey Rush, good morning. How are you? The numbers above my head is 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. And you want to know how do you get back your visa? You might not get it back. It's cancelled. Can I marry my spouse with felony? He's a US citizen. It depends. But here's the thing. When it comes down to marry, are you in love? Because here's the question. If you never need a green card, would you have married that same person with the felony? That's the big question. No. Guys, again, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. Also, help me to tap the screen. I'm trying to go to 35K likes. So your spouse is in Nigeria and you're in the US and you want him to apply a visitor visa, sure you can. All right. Hey, good morning. Somebody says, yes, they canceled it and I get banned for 5 years. Where are you located? Inside or outside the US? Guys, I'm not going to lie. We have only been talking for 1 hour and it has been the hardest 1 hour in my life. Because on the question, I'm going to keep asking the same questions over and over. I am 20, rejected twice, and I want to go visit my brother. What is you're 20-year-old and you get rejected twice. They're looking for ties to your country. That's what they're looking for, ties to your home country. Not laugh for me, but it's truth. Hello, can I apply for visiting visa for my spouse? He's in Jamaica. Sure you can. After 5 years, can I reapply? You can. You can reapply. There's no guarantee that you're going to get it back. But then again, you come from Guyana. No matter have like a oil down there, so you might get it. You might get it. Guys, keep tapping the screen and sharing the live. We're talking U.S. immigration again. Everything we're discussing is education and resources. None of it should be understood as legal advice, okay? Can I travel outside of the U.S. with a 4-year extension and return? You possibly can, but where are you going? And why? And why are you not thinking about citizenship? Requirements for removal of condition for green card. You need all the evidence to show proof that the marriage is real. That it was real, it's still real, and it's still going on. That's what you need. If you want some help with that, call us 850-920-3475. Can my dad, who is a green card owner, okay, your dad is a green card owner, he's not a holder, but an owner, file for me if I'm an international student at age 20? Yes, your dad can. All right, your dad can. Somebody says, spending 13 months in the USA and finally buy a ticket and come back. Can I get back the visa? Sure, sir. Mrs. Well, stop prank me. Getting a green paper is a denial. Can you give me a clear understanding? You don't have enough ties to your home country. My C08 EAD approved December the 4th, and they haven't produced the card yet or given any updates. Unfortunately, it might be normal. My visa expired last year. He wants to renew it, but wonder if he's going to get it back. Sure. Your son? Sure. He can apply for it, but again, there's no guarantee that he's going to get it. You know, that's the risk that everybody run. All right. Can I get a B1, B2 visa while my dad is in the US on asylum? You possibly can. They might just decide on your own merits. All right. My husband filed for me since 2023. Still no answer. He's now a citizen. Still no answer. You mean it's not approved yet? And has he updated your files or the records to reflect that he's a citizen? My kids was granted SAGE, but didn't receive work permit and SSN number. Can they be deported? Work permit and SSN don't stop you from being deported. The SAGE may stop you. How much is your price to prepare N400? Let's talk about it one-on-one. Call us 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. What is new on immigration issue? Mrs. Everything. Oh boy. All right. Somebody says, my dad had a visa in 2015. His visa was cancelled because of some misunderstanding. And you want to reapply? Hey guys, good morning. I submitted my documents and he was in the military and just got kicked out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I apply for me and my kids? You sure can if you qualify to. Will my I-751 application for removal of conditions be affected by the current ban? It should not. I am a citizen and I filed for my husband adjustment of status in May and October of last year. You applied for an adjustment of status. Why did you apply twice? I went on the H-2B program and I got an extension and adjust my status because I'm on filing, but no response. You adjust your status and you were on filing. Who was filing for you? Is K1 visa part of the immigration? But K1 is non-immigrant visa. All right, K1 is non-immigrant visas. Guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. Can I apply for me and my kids? You asked me that already. Can your social or work permit stop you from traveling? No. You are very straightforward. Love that. Thank you, Denise. Somebody says, is there any waive for country's immigration ban? No, not yet. Can you answer my question, please? Guys, first of all, I could be somewhere drunk right now. Okay? I could be somewhere drunk right now. I didn't have to be here answering anybody's question. So you either is going to be patient or you're going to text the number up top, 850-920-3475, and schedule a one-on-one chat with me if you're not getting your question answered. We did interview twice. Okay, got it. So what are you doing in the meantime? Are you reaching out to USCIS? Are you putting together additional evidence and submitting it? Are you doing all of those stuff? Can I apply for social and work permit? No, yes, if you qualify for it. How do someone let USCIS know that they are now a Swiss citizen? So you can either upload it under unsolicited evidence, right? You can call them and they'll tell you, what to do with it still. Can we still go to the embassy and apply for visitor visas? Yes, you can. Somebody says not drunk, but it's the truth. Your mother's filing for you, okay? Somebody says not drunk, but it's the truth. Your mother's filing for you, okay? Hold it, Delrise. What is it? Hold it, Delrise. Hold it. Listen, guys. One thing, I've heard, older Jamaican people, they always say it. People are always quick to criticize you. They're quick to bash you. They're quick to say all sort of stuff about you when they're not in your position. Like, let's exchange position. You come on this side of the camera and have the 50 million questions in front of you. Come on this side of the camera, the 50 million questions in front of you, and tell me how it feels. All right? We use a lawyer, so we're just waiting. Okay. Should I still apply for my kids now? Yes, you should still apply for them now so that they can get their priority dates now. All right? My cousin went up on filing. Her baby is out in Jamaica. Can she file for the baby? Yes, she can. All right? I got my travel documents last year, October, from my, from your what? From my marriage base. Is it safe to travel? The decision to travel is your call. If you have a travel document, you can. But the decision to travel is your call. All right? Somebody says, if someone at age 18 joined the military, active duty, how can he help his mom? He has to be 21 years in order to help his mom. But he can help his spouse, before that. But 21 years to help his mom. All right? Somebody says, how long NVC take to process F1 for child over? Remember now, is you need to become documentarily qualified so that if NVC can move forward with the process. I want to file for my husband. What's the fastest way um, to take? Where's your husband, Kiki? I adjust my status. My mom is filing for me, but no response. You're inside the US and mom is adjusting her status. How old are you? I applied for B1 visa and they approved it, but they sent an email with a 214B note. Okay. How long is oh my God. I'm located in Atlanta. All right. Somebody says, how many years state VAWA? Up to 4 years. If someone is deported from the United States, can they travel to Canada or UK? So the US typically share information with Canada and UK, but if they can get a Canadian visa, then sure they can. So you're over 21, so your parents cannot adjust your status inside the US. All right. Asylum back in 2013, the officer sent it to court in 2026, but she's in removal. Okay, so you're in removal. If you're in court, you're in removal. All right. Do you help with H4 application? Sure. Reach out to us, 850-920-3471. 75. I submitted my due up to the embassy. Do you think they will process my case still outside of the US? Remember, if you're in one of the 75 countries that there's a pause, you will not be issued a visa. Good morning. Can I file for my daughter with a green card? She's about to turn. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Good morning. My husband has an interview in Jamaica. What will happen? He will go to the interview, do the interview. They'll just not issue the visa. All right. My husband is in the USA on a green card and is afraid to travel. He knows why he's afraid to travel. All right. So don't pressure him to travel. All right. If he doesn't want to travel, don't pressure him. All right. How long Social Security number take for you to receive? You may have to apply for it and it will take 3 to 7 days time. Thank you for, thank you. You're a blessing. Information is hard to get these days. I see. Jer, what's going on? Somebody said mix up. What's going on with N400 application? Nothing. It depends on where you're at though. She's in removal, but her parents file I-130, dies. Oh, does this save her? Not really. Not really. That's great. And, you know, I'm also thankful for life today. Did the consultation with you for VAWA, but my husband turned up for the interview, waiting on the results today. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm hoping everything works out well. All right. My adjustment to status application package was sent back stapled. Should I print and submit new application? Yes, that's what I do. I saw quick they give social security number after applying. Yeah, man. I'm on the work program and adjust my status while filing, but no response. And I'm out of status. Mama, remember saying your parents can't adjust your status. And you're out of status already. See, I've got to find one little man. I'm a green card holder. We file almost 2 years now. Does this ban have anything to do with it? So the pause, if you're from one of those countries, yes, it will affect it. Yeah, man, it will affect it. So it's okay to apply for a visitor visa. Yes, you can apply for a visitor visa now. Somebody says, sent home by stepmom after death. Boy, una forgot to talk to me one-on-one. 850-920-3475. Would you recommend someone travel on their advance parole if mom die? Listen, if the mom die, you know, and would you recommend someone travel on their advance parole if mom die? Listen, if the mom die, you know, and them have to do what them have to do, them have to do what them have to do. If that makes sense. Jay, Happy New Year. How are you? Friday is my birthday. Well, happy birthday when it comes, Lorna. Happy New Year to you also. All right. Someone came through the border and they get married and untainted. They get green card. What that mean? Untainted. Yes, I do. It's a blessing when you are a citizen and can travel to and from. Yes, it is. I'm seeing something on TikTok. I want to know, is it true? How can I send it to you? Man, them wants it on TikTok. Do you help with I-130? Yes. Call me, 850-920-3475. Somebody says, so the effect will take long? Yes, it's take a little longer right now. All right. What if you found out your marriage was not bona fide after 5 years? Beat the man. If you're married to a U.S. citizen and you're a super state, can you file for citizenship at 3 years? I mean, if you have a green card and you're married to the man and you have a green card for 3 years, yeah, you can file at 3 years. Can I marry and get a green card? People don't marry to get green cards. They marry because they're in love and then they apply for the green card. Jay, I will call you. No problem. Call us 850-920-3475. Okay? How long is the pause? That I don't know. If I keep getting secondary inspection when coming in, would you recommend I travel? Pause it, no man. Are you a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, Rusty? Which one? Can someone on asylum get married and change their status? Yes, they can. All right. Somebody else asked one question up here. So, would you recommend someone travel on the advance parole? You said mom died, and I'm telling you, you have to make up your mind and say, mommy died, and I have to go and bury mommy, so may I go down. And they understand that. All right. Do you help with I-751? Yes, I do. Exclusive extensions? I do. Call me. Text me. 850-920-3475. Can I file for someone who is on Section 8? But can file for someone who's on Section 8. But how then go on Section 8? I'm so worried. I'm C08, but they said I expect a decision later. Okay. All right. I just filed for my citizenship. How long will it take for them to respond? Typically within 3 to 8 months. If the person is in removal proceedings, they need to get an attorney. That's my final answer on that. Is something where Trump is saying undocumented who comes legally can have their workplace petition for them. All right, here's the rules when it comes down to workplace petitioning for you is that you must be in good status, okay? All right. Somebody says, what's the purpose of vacating a case before traveling if you're a U.S. citizen? If you're a U.S. citizen, then nothing affects you, really. Green card. So, Rusty, when you're ready to get citizenship, when do you qualify? Let's talk about that now. My daughter filed for me how long before citizenship? 5 years. My mom and dad went to Jamaica on their green card. They are there over a year now. Rasta Judge, what am I doing this along? Call and let's see if we could get them back in. 850-920-3475. Don't beat him, Jay. Don't beat him. Jay's not a criminal offender, right? I separated from my husband 4 years and I put in my citizenship. Okay? How long have you had the green card? How long will the pause be? I don't know. Can you file as soon as you're married to a U.S. citizen? Yes, you can. Can a parents file for her who came across the border? Yes. I'm a green card holder. When can I file for my citizenship? It depends. Did you get your green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen? You can do it either at the 3-year mark or at the 5-year mark. How soon after having a green card can I apply for citizenship? 3 or 5 years, depending on how you got the green card. Or them on Section 8 or the person? Yeah, that's a good question. Hey, General Carmel, oh, you said them can't file for you. Okay. I have a 10-year green card. I want to travel. Can I travel? You have a 10-year green card. You have the permission to travel. All right? I get them back. I get them back here if the green card expires. Oh. Somebody says, I love your responses. Just got married in November. What are my next steps? Not working. Well, let's call and let's work out a payment plan, 850-920-3475, and let's help you to put in the application. Send me the number so I can call you regarding my question. My child is in legal status. The number is above my head. It's 850-920-3475. Write it down on a piece of paper. Recommendations for Army family evidence, but not the ones we hear every day. Hey, Davian, let's talk, because let's see what you already have, right? Let's see what you already have. I don't know what you have. Can I travel for 2 months out of the country? I'm a green card holder. You sure can, but don't spend more than 6 months. I have a 2-year green card. Is it safe to travel to JA with my citizenship husband? Yes. Yes. You missed my question. It happens sometimes, unfortunately. No, man, I'm not muted. Maybe your phone turned on. Guys, you can call right now, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. I started filing for my adult kids since 2021. How long will it take your adult kids? It will take maybe 10 years or so. I want to know if K1 concerned to stop. Well, K1 is non-immigrant. All right. Let me find out. Yes, man, Atlanta is cool. Atlanta is cool. Guys, bring me to 50K likes real quick. Let me find out why they're not answering the phone. Guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, give me a quick follow. I'm located in Atlanta. Yes, the embassy emailed me back. K1 is still processing. That's great. Congratulations. My husband filed I-130 and passed away. You may be able to. Yes, you may be able to. All right. Need a divorce lawyer. You got to find one in your area. All right. The best time to call, you can call anytime, right? 850-920-3475. You can call anytime. Again, guys, it's $97 to talk to me one-on-one. It's $97 to chat to me one-on-one, okay? $97 and you get your one-on-one with me. All right, guys, remember the number to call again is 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Would you guys believe I did not sleep any at all last night? Look at me. Would you believe that? I did not. Jamro Carmel, guess what? So I did a practice test, right? I'm a draw crowd. I did a practice test. I have not studied. I have not been reading or studying anything criminal law. And I did a practice test last night, a multiple choice criminal law. And why did I get 22 out of 25? Yes, the number is on the page. It's 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Is I still holding on to people when they go to the immigration court? I've not seen it. And then again, we're not going into court in person. Most of our court hearings are via video. All right. Even this morning, we attended via video. All right. Somebody says your consultation are very reasonable. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. If children was on the parent document, the parent became a U.S. citizen and the children over 21, could they get it? Get what? My son is an ex-soldier. How long does it take for him to file for me? Where are you located? Planning to get married to my fiance when I'm here visiting. Will this affect me? No, the pause will not affect you. Yes, Monique, yes. Somebody said, you're bright, bad, congratulations. Listen, criminal was one of my favorite courses, but Danny killed the criminal procedure. Oh, osh. Listen, I say I see some cases when them ask. Guess what? Jamro Carmel, I'm gonna ask them a question, right? And anybody answer the question correctly get a free consultation. If you're married to a US citizen and the relationship breaks up, can you still file for sponsorship? I don't know, it depends. If relationship breakup, it might not work out. There are some states where you can take the bar without school. They are. Yeah, they are. But to me, I could just do the local law degree and go do the New York bar catch. I know somehow I go get to the 7 of criminal problems and then I have to go and defend them up there. Jesus. Good morning. Can I still file for my husband from Jamaica? Yes, you can still. Yes, you still can. I don't have a lawyer and my court hearing is coming up. You can call us 850-920-3475. We have a lawyer. All right. My K1 visa for my fiance is in Miami. Can I set an appointment to speak with him? Yes, you can. 850-920-3475. All right. Somebody says, what if someone started the paperwork but have no glue and started it by myself? What happened? I don't understand that. They started the paperwork but they have no clue. They can reach out. No, I'm not doing LLM. What happened? I don't understand that. They started the paperwork but they have no clue. They can reach out. No, I'm not doing LLM. I'm doing an LLB. I'm doing an LLB, and then I think with the LLB that I'm doing, I can bypass the LLM to New York. I just want the answer. I don't understand that. Congratulations. Okay. I gave you the right answer. No. I didn't even ask the question yet. I haven't asked the question yet. So here's the question. You get a free consultation if you answered correctly. The question is, consideration must be A, sufficient but not adequate, B, valuable in money terms only, C, adequate and sufficient, and D, always monetary. So the question again is, consideration must be A, sufficient but not adequate, B, valuable in money terms only, and C, adequate and sufficient, and D, always monetary. Let's see who gets the free consultation. Brooklyn Rose, congratulations. You got the free consultation, Brooklyn Rose. All right, Brooklyn Rose, send me a DM and we'll set up the chat, okay? Brooklyn Rose got the free consultation. And the correct answer there, guys, is A. A is the correct answer. Consideration must be sufficient but not adequate. And the courts require consideration to be sufficient but not necessarily adequate. And you can find this in Thomas v. Thomas in 1842. All right. Congratulations, Brooklyn Rose. All right. Look, Brooklyn Rose just guess one answer and get one free $97 consultation. All right. So that's a free consultation. Reach out to us and we talk about it, okay? I'm from Jamaica. He is in America, ex-soldier. Okay, it's going to take 1 to 2 years. It will take you 1 to 2 years. I said A, congratulations, Rose. Okay. Somebody says, ask more questions. Not you want me to give away my entire consultation. Somebody says, is JA Is JA is the ban list of those? There's a pause. There's a pause on immigrant visas for people in Jamaica. Right? Guys, we've been talking for 101, 34 minutes. I appreciate you coming on. We're going to go for another 26 minutes. So keep tapping those screen. Keep sharing the live. Keep asking your questions. Okay? Finally, I've been waiting on this message. Jamro Carmel, I've been waiting on a message. Whew. I'm engaged. How much for the spousal visa for me and my child in Jamaica? Let's talk. 8509203475. Jay, what's the price for your lawyer? Because my case is in next month. Sammy, let's talk. 8509203475. And we talk about it. No. I'm excited because I just got a text message from my interior designer from Restoration Hardware. That's it. That's it. My daughter filed for asylum, but don't go to the hearing as yet. Can she marry and change her status? She possibly could get married, yes. I'm a citizen, so I didn't need it. Right person get it. Perfect, Denise. Perfect. But Denise, maybe you could attack and I could tell you, so you can have a man over Denise and you can... Okay, Denise? Somebody says free consultation for tapping. All right. Somebody says, sorry, shouldn't file for my husband I-130, currently in Jamaica. You should. If your husband is in Jamaica, yes, file the I-130. I cannot pin my number because it's right above my head. Look, it's right above my head. It's 850-920-3475. Good morning. Are they still giving interview dates after all the documents have been? Yes, they are. Do you do payment plans? Yes, we do. Excited much? Yes. I need that picture behind. You want that picture behind me? All right, let's work that out. What if you waited 7 months after your marriage interview? Can you write? Yes, you can write. You want to sue them? For what? USCIS is like a jealous woman. Okay? Just remember that. Good morning. I've been your assistant today. I deserve a free consultation. Thank you, Deja. Deja, why not? Okay, so it was already discounted to $97. All right, Deja. But text me. Let's work on a $50 consultation for you. All right. Somebody says my kids and their dad went to the embassy already in November. Well, so were they issued the visa already? And Marva says, does the pause affect I-130? The pause does not affect I-130. Guys, give me 1 minute. Hello? Mm-hmm. Guys, I can't bother do no free consultation here because they didn't come, they want money. Can't bother. Guys, keep tapping. We're trying to go to 60K likes, all right? All right, Purple Rains, text me. All right, text me. Rockstone Labor Right, you need to talk to me? All right, 850-920-3475. The dad needed an updated police record because he was in Canada, but they passed everything. Okay. Somebody here asked if your assistant needs. They was just waiting for the results from the police record for their dad. Okay. What is the best option since no results, 7 months? Follow up, do an inquiry. And they may tell you that you're in normal processing time, but I would also prepare additional evidence to submit to show them, hey, my marriage is still good, I do that. All right. A green card was approved without interview. Will I be interviewed when removing conditions? Certainly you will be. I'm not one just yet. All right. Can we use other alternative for I-130? Is then waiting for NVC? Depends. Depends on your situation. All right. Somebody says, how long wait for approval for 765? It depends. What category are you applying under? Your assistants need to respond to the question. Okay. And all right. One moment. Let me go through all of them messages. All right, cool. Somebody says, can you renew Neural, get your visa back? Yeah, man. I know people do renewal and get their visa back. Does it affect the I-130? I've been waiting about 9 months. No, the pause doesn't affect the I-130. I-130s will still be approved. All right. All right, you sent something to my DM, okay? Do I need a lot of photos to start my marriage risk case? Photos is the least of your problem, though. Where's the lease agreement? Where's the bank account? Where's the insurance document? Yep. Does the travel ban for Somalis affect adjustment of status while on F1? Is Somalia on the permanent ban or just or is it just the pause? I got filed for in 2018 F1. How many years should I wait for it to come through? The I-130 is approved yet? Should I still submit evidence? You should. You should. Guys, remember to tap the screen and share the live. We're trying to go to 65K likes real quick. I have a 10-year green card. Can I travel to Cameroon? With a 10-year green card, you have the permission to travel. The decision, though, is yours alone to make. All right, somebody says, should you be scared if the waiver is approved to go to Jamaica for the interview? I can't tell you not to be scared. All right, make sure you have all your documents, no criminal record, none of those stuff. All right, C08 for asylum, anywhere from 1 to like 6 months right now. And 400 still waiting after interview was done on the 19th of December 2025. Have you, did they make a decision? Was it approved? Or are you just waiting on oath ceremony? Okay, so if they're on the travel ban, and is that the full ban or the partial ban? So you will still be processed in it, it's just that they won't make a final decision on the green card. All right? If I have a 10-year green card, can you file for your grandson in Jamaica? You can't file for your grandson unless you adopt him. All right, guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. We talk US immigration. Again, remember to tap the screen. We're trying to go to 65K likes. Certainly appreciate you for that. The best time to call is right now. Call 850-920-3475 and someone will get you a link to book a one-on-one chat with me. Is there another way to pay for your visa than online after entering the USA? Yeah, there's no other way. On file for mom in 1991, I was 18, now I'm 40. Didn't get my green card, but I was included. Your grandfather, 245. Yes, you might be able to grandfather for true. My friend from 80 got her work permit T08 approved, but it has been 48 days. Card has not been produced. Because it's just 48 days. Okay, that's a long time. Have they called and followed up? I've been trying to pay since August and not getting through. You might be doing something wrong. Okay? You might be doing something wrong. Reach out and let's walk you through it. After 3 years of marriage to a U.S. citizen, we separated. Can I still file for citizenship? How long have you had a green card? When he reached out to USCIS, they're saying his case is still processing. Okay. What paperwork do I need to provide with my husband, I-130, that's currently in Jamaica? Proof of the legitimacy of the marriage. Engaged for months, date change, is marrying in 2 months too early, or a red flag? Yes, guys, we're on WhatsApp. You can text us on WhatsApp, 850-920-3475. Text, call, or WhatsApp us. Some people, it's love at first sight. Consultation is $97, guys. $97. Y'all can't book 2 consultations, so I can book a flight to go and see Jamrock Carmel for the weekend. Because since we're gonna have possibly snowstorm or something here in Atlanta area, I might need to just fly down to see Jamrock Carmel for the weekend. We could go to Bacon Beach. We could go to Deer Cafe. Where else you want to go, Jamrock Carmel? And see, I'll do it. They do it live close to you. We can do it with we. Consultation is $97, guys. My daughter is in Jamaica, and on filing, can I take her to get a visitor visa? You possibly can. Yes, you can. Okay? Will she get it? We don't know. All right? We don't have... I have to call you back. Somebody says, we don't have bills together, but where we're living, we have bank accounts. So start putting some more stuff together to show proof. All right. Somebody says, my son got married from 2023 and still no green card. Did he apply for it? Can I renew my green card while waiting for my citizenship to be processed? You possibly can, but why would you? Citizenship is gonna come through quick. Jesus love me. Somebody says, can't tell the cold weather. Don't bring it here. So you're saying I should not carry? You can't tell the cold weather, so I don't know if you can come down there. But don't worry, me supposed to come down there, man. And me and Jamrock Carmel, we can go to Dior Cafe, right? He's in Jamaica and I'm in the United States. Okay? I have a pending 751 and I'm from a partially banned country. Does the pause affect the processing? Partially banned, it should not. It should not. Alright. But do it more and then book 2 consultation first. Alright? 850-920-3475, guys. My husband got his green card. However, he did not get an SSN or work permit. If you get a green card, you don't need work permit. SSN, you may just need to go to the Social Security office and apply for that. Alright? If I have a US visa and marry a US citizen, is it best to stay in Jamaica or come to the United States? So that I cannot tell you exactly what to do, but what I can tell you is the process that you would have used to stay in Jamaica and get the visa. There's currently a pause on that. Alright? I can't call on WhatsApp. I'll text you. All right, no problem. Yes, we do have one on our team. We do have one. Can I apply for K3 while I-130? Yes, you can. You asked how long I've had my green card. I've had it since 2023. 4, 5, 6. You need to wait a little longer before you can file for citizenship. You need to have had a green card for 5 years. Alright, somebody says, I want to travel for my birthday in June. And you say it takes like 8 months to process. It typically takes like 3 to 6 months in reality. Where you live? What about the extension? All right, let me see what I've gone up here. So someone says, all right, cool. Someone says, Jay, you have a cheap construction right now. So as to end the live weekend talk consultation, $97. CJ. Jay, do you take cases like someone getting bonded out? I have an attorney that take those cases, yes. So the process is different if I'm in the US. It is different. Yes, ma'am. How long is the K1 fiancé visa supposed to take? Anywhere from 3 to 9 months thereabout. Oh, you're in New York. Because I know Long Island moved pretty fast. Maybe you're at Federal Plaza. How long is... I heard my friend was taken to detention and will be deported because of the UI. And there's nothing to stop the deportation? Can you apply for a 4-year extension? You can. We have a lease, don't have a joint account, but I can prove that we have financial. Go and open a joint account, Brianna Small. Yeah, Brooklyn. So more than likely you'll go to the Federal Plaza. So that's why it takes so long. Can that help with my case? That will help, but go and get the bank account. Do you do offline consulting also? I do, but the offline consulting costs more. The offline consulting costs more. Okay, I do offline consulting, but it costs more. I'll just call and set up a consultations. Are you in New York? It doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Somebody says, if your visa expired or overstay and I filed an I-130 and adjustment to status, no, you don't need to file for a visa extension then. I'm located in Atlanta. What should you do if 90 days pass and you don't get your card? Walk me through it. How did you get the status in the first place? Were you filed for, or were you here and you're doing adjustment of status? Jay, you have any cheap consulting right now? Cheap consulting right now in the live and we can talk. Apple Pay. Alright, sure. Apple Pay me $75. I sell me $75 and we talk right after the live. How long it takes for my 22-year-old son to petition for his mom? 1 to 2 years. All right, 1 to 2 years. Good. Someone says, "Good morning, handsome Jay." Let me just go a little bit back out of the camera so that they can see how handsome I am. Good morning. And I said $97 cheap. People asking where you are because a lot prefer to meet. Well, that's good. So they can always go and find their local attorney to work with. And we always recommend that. All right. No, that's not the number up there. So either DM me or text the number up there and tell the number up there that we had this conversation. AOS True Green Card got approved on the spot. Congratulations. Man, you said 90 days now you don't get the card? Call them and find out what's happening. Age difference. So when it comes down to age difference, you just have to show that the marriage is legitimate. That's the main thing. You have to show that the marriage is legitimate. All right. The medical exam and the civil surgeon for status adjustment cost me $900. Yes. But that's because you didn't know that there were coupons to get some of the shots. Okay. Guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. Also, help me to tap the screen and bring this the live to like 75K likes. We've been talking for 1 hour and 53 minutes. I have 7 minutes left on here with you guys. And then I am going to go. But thank you so much, all guys, for coming on. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for asking all of these questions. You know, it was my pleasure connecting with all of you again. If you want to book that one-on-one chat with me, the number is above my head. It's 850-920-3475. Text or call that number again, 850-920-3475. Good morning. First, I see you. You looking pleasant. My question is, you have to wait 1 year to apply. Good morning. Thank you so much. 1 year to apply and what though? Fresh water. My wife is 46 and I'm 23. Okay, so you like sugar mamas. It's normal. A lot of young guys out there your age like sugar mamas. You just have to show proof that your marriage is legitimate. That's it. Do I show up for ICE appointment or not? If you have an ICE appointment, you gotta show up. Yeah, man, you gotta show up if you have a nice appointment. Somebody said, really? Somebody says to mind diabetes. Oh my God, really? I sent an inquiry and they told me that I'll get a response by today. Okay, but the day not done today yet? So the US citizen grandma have to adopt the grandkid in Jamaica? Yes, yes. You don't have to wait 1 year to apply for your visa. How long does removal of condition take? Anywhere from 2 months thereabout. Alright, anywhere from 2 months thereabout. But guys, thank you so much for coming on again today. As I said, the number is above my head if you want to book your one-on-one chat. It's 850-920-3475. Text or call us. We're also on WhatsApp. That's 850-920-3475. Somebody says, do I have to go down? Yes, you have to go down and do the process in Jamaica. So you have to adopt them in Jamaica. Alright? When a spouse waits 5 years to apply for citizenship, does the spouse need anything from... So at 5 years, you can apply on your own and you don't necessarily need your other spouse. Yeah. What documents do I need within the 2 months of marriage to change status? You will need to show proof that the marriage is legitimate. So the bank account, the lease statement, the insurance, the pictures, the affidavits, the car documents, all of those stuff that shows proof that there's a legitimate relationship going there. DJ says, so my man tell me lie, then because he told me his grandma filed for him, but she not adopt him. Because, well, here's the thing. So grandma might have filed for mom or something, and he may have came as a follow to join. So he might have followed to join. All right. Are they still giving extensions or tenure? They're still doing extensions and they're still issuing tenures. You're amazing helping people. Thank you so much for that. Somebody says, is it okay to have a citizenship if you're on Snap? Oh, we do on Snap. I have my son and grandson. I filed for my son and I filed for my son and my grandson. Can I still adopt him? Yeah. If my son is in Jamaica and he's a citizen, how long is he permitted to stay? Forever and ever. Amen. You mentioned insurance. What kind? All the types. Life insurance, health insurance, dental insurance, car insurance, all the types of insurance. Also, can I as a mom do a lease agreement since... Yeah. Yes, you can. Yeah, man. Yes, you can. Somebody say, Menaz, you not overpronounce it. Somebody says, RASS, you know. I've never received government benefit. I'm afraid people depend on Snap. Master, my husband filed for me and I'm waiting for my interview. How could that be? How long could that be? Where are you located? Oh, yes, that's exactly how it goes because him and the mom got through the same time. Let me go apologize. Rasta Judge, then you did... then you did that really cuss out the man? Somebody says, do you know if someone has a green card to be approved for a loan to buy a house in the US? Yes, they need to have it now to get FHA. But you can use other conventional means to buy a house now without having a green card. I need help with I need help to get my husband here. All right, let's talk and let's see how we can help. 850-920-3475. All right, that's 850-920-3475. Thank you so much, guys, for all the gifts. If I have my work permit and social security and I am not in the US, can I still get, and then may I ask you, which part you're there? I've been asking that, Trevon. Oh, and then you did say that Jamaica. But then, Trevon, what are you doing in Jamaica? How did you reach there? Your cause, Osh. I'm married to a US citizen and I have a 10-year green card, but he abandoned me. What can I do? You have a 10-year green card. Oh, your problem? Go. What's your problem? You just wait 5 years and you can file your citizenship on your own. Good morning. Where are you located? I'm located in Atlanta area. What if I don't have all of that? I don't live with him. Visit very often. Then, oh, you've been married and I got to tell the people and say you're married in a whatever relationship and one green card and you don't live with the man. Mrs. Go sit down here. All right, so Trevon, let's talk over here then. Let's talk over here and let's see what's happening, okay? Okay, because you live in Jamaica and he's a citizen. Okay, so now you're talking. So he's doing consular processing. So the evidence is going to be a little different though, right? So there are some things you may not be able to be on, but there's some things you definitely can have. So when last you send him money, when last you send him some flowers, when last you send him something, you see what I'm saying? All of those, the chat messages, the gifts that you sent him, the pictures, the bank account, the Western Union transactions, all of those stuff. Wife on my health insurance, we live together with a child. Is that enough? Evidence remove condition? Plus some whole heap of other stuff, yes. With a lot of other stuff, yes. We are together for 3 years and have joint bank account. That's good. So now you're talking. How long is the process when a green card holder petition for undocumented spouse? Where the spouse is undocumented, which means that they're inside the US. First of all, the green card holder cannot adjust that person's status. All right? Can they detain and deport valid green card citizens if they didn't do anything wrong? So green card holders, yes, they can detain them. But if they didn't do anything wrong, if there's nothing that they did wrong, then they wouldn't be deported. So you're in the US visiting right now? Boy, I mean, I understand. How long does it take to get your interview in Charleston, South Carolina? That I'm not sure of. You're married to US citizens. That I'm not sure of. I have a 10-year green card and I wanted to travel. What is the advantages and disadvantages? I mean, I know it depends how much money you have to buy first class or economy. Come in in other. Do you have a criminal record? So you're in the US visiting now. So the fact that you're in the US visiting, there are a lot of stuff that you guys can do, put together to show proof that the marriage is real. Can they detain valid green card holders for no reason? They can detain you until, they can detain you until they identify who you are. But if there's no reason at all, you're not a criminal, no criminal record, you weren't doing anything criminal or anything of the sort, then you'll be bonded out. They'll either release you or you can get bonded out. Can you reapply for adjustment of status at the master hearing even though it's already applied for with approved? If you have an approved I-130 and you have a master hearing coming up and you don't have an attorney, reach out to me, 850-920-3475, and let's help you to get that green card. All right, let's help you to get that green card. Well, guys, I did promise you earlier that I was just giving you another 6 minutes. Now we have been talking for 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's my pleasure to have come on here this morning and chat with you. Again, if you want to reach out to me, the number is 850-920-3475. Text or call us 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Again, it's a pleasure chatting with you this morning. It's always a pleasure. Remember, everything that we discussed is for educational and informational purposes. Only none of it should be considered as legal advice. Okay? Yes, CJ, I'm going to look out for you so that we can talk afterwards. But thank you so much again, guys, for coming on. It's a pleasure. I'll see you again pretty soon. You do take care. Walk good.